story about a teenage girl who dropped out of high school during her first year. With time on her hands, she soon fell into a cycle of mischief and gang activity. From that point until the age of 47, she committed petty crime and eventually turned to drug dealing. Although not ideal, it was a means to an end. And hey, at least it was in school, right? Friends, judges, and fellow competitors, my name is Awatea Ward, and the story I have shared with you is not a fairy tale, it is my life. Please allow me to introduce my Nan and to share with you her story and how her example instilled in me the importance of education, because education opens many doors. Education opens many doors, yes, but the type of education is critical to the type of door it opens. For example, my Nan's life education opens several doors over time. At school in Gisborne, her secondary education mostly opened the door to the principal's office. Eventually, her failure to engage in the prescribed education opened the door to the street. School was over. During her teenage years, her criminal education opened a revolving glass door. Even worse, her drug education opened a jail cell in her mind. This was a dark and lonely place. Once inside, it was very hard to break out, as the door was solid and it locked behind her every time. I told you this was no fairy tale. This is my life. Stay with me, everyone. I promise it gets better. My Nan is a self-confessed graduate of the University of Life. Following this, she progressed to postgrad at the School of Hard Knocks. I could tell you she graduated with honors. What does this have to do with education? Well, education is not a piece of paper. True education is simply the process of developing the ability to learn, apply, unlearn, and relearn. My Nan was given the opportunity to put this truth to the test when she became a grandmother. She developed responsibility and applied this new learning daily. She unlearned crime and dealing as her only skill set and relearned how to secure honest work. Education opens many doors, yes, but the type of education is critical to the type of key you get in order to gain access. My Nan tells me, education is the key that opens many doors, Awatea, and if you can't find the key, just pick the lock. I considered the keys I already hold and the doors they open for me. I may only be young, but I have quite a collection. Obviously, I have the key to my school, Te Kurikaupapa Māori o Te Arahu, my educational springboard. Second, I have the key to the waka shed. The waka shed is where my waka team keeps our laughs, enjoyment, sisterhood, competitiveness, loyalty, and love of the water. Thirdly, I have the key to my marae, my ancestral house. This key has been handed down to me by my ancestors. Inside, I keep my lineage, genealogy, cultural identity, ancestral ties, and my connections to the past, present, and future. And just to add a touch of cringe, I hold the key to my mum's heart. Education opens many doors, yes, but the type of education is critical to the type of opportunities inside. School is not the only place you can gain education. As a paddler, my waka classroom is the sea. That is where I widen my knowledge of waka ama. And most recently, the art of hardening up when my coach yells out, "This is the last run," for the 7th time. This learning is critical to this opportunity. Education opens many doors, yes, but did you know that it can close doors as well? As a child, I spent time in a women's refuge home. I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I met some wonderful people who supported my family at a critical time in our lives. That was an education in itself. But the most important things I learned were, 1, where to find the door to safety when you feel like you have nowhere to go. And 2, the courage it took my mother to contact them. Even now, I feel a sense of pride just talking about her. Mum learned to close that door and throw away the key. A wise man once said, open a door to a school and close a prison. Well, I challenge us to take it further. Open a door to education and close the door on domestic violence, drugs, homelessness, and suicide. Open a door to education and close the door on all negatives where we Māori are overly represented. In closing, I'd like to share my last pearl of wisdom with you. Education won't always knock, so you have to. Bang on the door, shoulder that, or kick it down. Pick the lock if you have to. Education opens many doors, yes, but you are the key. Thank you.